Welcome back to Communication Makeover. You've been watching Todd and Jason work through the coaching framework, and we're in the home stretch now. Jason has had several aha moments. I love watching how Todd brings out the bumper sticker and the metaphor of the water boy. Take a listen. We're going back in so you can hear more.
Jason, this is getting exciting. Can you kind of feel like last segment, you feel a cause that's forming, and really this last part that right as we were ending, there's something at stake here. If you don't do this, there's a consequence to it. It's going to impact people's lives whether you do it or you don't. If you don't do it, there's potential it's going to impact people's life in a negative way. Can you feel the direction I was aiming at there?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways there's that overarching sort of aura now where that impact that I would like to make on people in some way, shape, or form, it's really coming together because I want people's stories and I want to be able to tell people that look, there's nothing wrong with feeling the way you do. It's a matter of how you can then take the next step forward instead of feeling like I've hit the wall. I don't have a way out. Well, you do. You just need to take you have to look at the steps ahead potentially. And it's from advice from people that have been in that same position.
Okay. So we have the stakes. You've got a bumper sticker or the semblance of what I think one we're really close to. What would you call this? Would you call it quality H2O?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Adam Sandler wouldn't have a problem with it, or that'd be really hilarious if I got him to do something for it. But anyway, I would say if it's not that, it would be the sort of like I don't want it to sound like I would say the road continues or the road doesn't stop. I don't want it to sound too cliche where, you could, it sounds like I'm taking it from something you would see in a bookstore, but something where people could latch on to it and understand that, okay, this is a podcast where we're hearing from people that even if they've felt like they've stopped, they've continued to move forward, or it could be a story of where even if bumps along the way, they've just continued to look forward and know that, hey, if I keep looking back, or I think there's going to be something to stop me, I'm going to be weaker in some way, or I feel like I'm not going to be strong.
Yeah. So let's go to the grocery store. You good with that? You want to go to the grocery
Sure.
store? So we're going to walk in the front. We're walking the front doors of the grocery store. The doors open up, automatic doors open up. We grab our cart. We're going to go to the aisle. We walk down the aisle and we see a whole aisle full of podcasts. What is it about this one? Because I've been in the broadcast world. The honey's gone out. The moon's gone down. I am thirsty. What's going to tell me that this is the one I need to put in my cart?
Well, I mean, my branding and marketing and branding hat would have to be, I'd have to make sure that the packaging stood out really well.
Okay.
It's not something that is going to be, going to kill your eyes or make you feel like, all right, there's something to not be believed here.
Mm-hmm.
But I want someone to look at the front and be able to say, okay, and they turn around the package and they look at the ingredients and say, wow, okay, it doesn't look unhealthy. It appears to be something that is approved by people that are respected.
Okay.
And frankly, it provides something to you as the consumer that you'll feel like, okay, if I were to go back and get more of this, it's not going to affect my health. It'll only help it in some ways.
Okay. I think those are really good because every package has the nutrition on it and it has colors that catch your eye. Donald Miller also says, if you confuse, you lose. And he says that why one person chooses this product versus another one isn't the quality of the product. It's the one that communicates the clearest what they're going to get. And so how can you communicate? What does that package need to say so that they know that they're going to get water for the grind and they're going to find that fulfillment again?
Well, I want to make sure that anything that's on the package is not too jargony
Okay.
in many ways. Like it doesn't
Okay.
sound like I I don't sound like a snake oil salesman, or
Yeah.
it doesn't read like one. It can read that, like I'm going to change your life or this will change your life. It's more of we've all been in that place where we feel frustrated, tapped out.
Okay.
And what we do with this podcast is we help to give you, whether it be a partial road or at least the tools to get you through that road, to feel like I can get back on it again, or I can really be reinvigorated, or add that honey back into the jar where I can then continue to feel like the honeymoon's back on.
Yeah. You said something that popped to me. You said, don't tap out. When I say that out loud, how's that feel?
That that's excellent, because I think that's one thing that I've wanted. That's one thing that I haven't done throughout my career. And yes, I've hit doubting points. I've hit points where I've said, well, this isn't going to work anymore. I've had plenty of things happen to me where it's like, well, yeah, all right, I, may not be here tomorrow in the sense of a job, but I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, because I'm going to find that avenue that will allow me to be able to share and give back to what I've been doing. And even if it's at a different avenue, I still am able to help people in some way, whether it's in the classroom, outside of it, messaging, etc. So I want people to continue to feel like we're coming back.
Let's do a little exercise that I do with all my new show hosts, and let's just assume that we like these concepts at this point. But I want you to walk you through the framework we begin every segment with. I want you to say your name. Welcome to Don't Tap Out, the show where we believe X. Do that for me.
Okay.
Let's
All
just
right.
see how that comes out.
Okay. Hi there, I'm Jason Mollica, and welcome to Don't Tap Out, the show where we help you become even better than what you are right now. We want to make sure that the people that we have here today are going to give you a little bit of idea of how they've been able to move forward, even if they've had the most successful career in the world. The one thing that I hope you take away from this podcast is that no matter what road you're on, whether there is a slight roadblock or there is something that is blocking you all the way through, that there is a way past it, and you will find that, because there is something always there. There is something that will help you move forward.
How did that feel?
It felt pretty awesome, to be honest with you.
That flowed pretty good.
Yeah.
Like you were in your full voice. Like from broadcast, you can tell when someone's not. They're kind of timid. They're kind of looking
Mhm.
for the words. You weren't looking for any words.
And what's funny is like when I do things that I know I have to pre-record, I'll do something for a class that I'm kind of doing on my phone, or I'm sharing a message that I'm going to post on social about something. And I can't tell you how many times that I've been there. All right, I got to restart, go again. That was probably the most natural thing in a while. That, again, not that I have to make things up, but it felt so natural to do it
Yeah.
that I could see it happening all the time.
Am I correct? You now have a picture of who you're fighting for and a cause that you really believe in. That there's something really at stake here. That it's not just good information. There's a lot of good information, but it's something people need.
Yeah. And I think that's something where I look at that and say, I think if people are looking forward to getting that nourishment, that high quality water, that information that will help them in some way feel, refreshed, I want to make sure that, however, obviously, if it's a weekly show, which it would be great, it's something where every week or every other week, people feel like when they are getting this, they feel like I have a little bit more energy than I did prior to listening, prior to downloading. And that's essentially what I think we all need in some ways, is to have maybe one. We only need one little jolt to get us going a little bit more.
I love it. Do you feel like we've accomplished something today, Jason?
Absolutely, this has been inspiring, and I can tell you that as we've gone along here, it just I'm energized, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next as after we're finished up.
I can't wait to click the subscribe button. This is the water that people need. So don't tap out. You got quality H2O on its way. So Jason, thank you so much for the time. I really enjoyed having you on the show.
It was a joy and a pleasure, and thank you so much for having me on. I was really happy about this. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. That was unbelievable. Don't tap out. That whole process unfolded. It went from an uncertain journey to finding the cause, knowing exactly who you're fighting for, getting that message, starting with a bumper sticker to a clear message of don't tap out. And there was Jason, the podcaster, being a podcaster. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us on Communication Makeover. We will be back again next week with another episode, and we'll see you then.